Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Wynn, and welcome to the Cash Flow Capitalist Podcast. Today's a special treat. We have a special guest, Tom Brewer, PhD. Tom Brewer, PhD, chemist, and all around good man. Tom, good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, but I'm excited to talk about what's going on in real estate right now because there's a lot going on with high interest rates and prices stabilizing or coming down and things like that. So this show is sponsored by the Better Way Investment website, the Better Way Investment Investing. Go to betterwayinvestments.com. Tom, let's get started. I definitely am glad that you're here because part of my mission in life and my goals is to not only to create wealth and cash flow and take care of my family and the people that are in my tribe, but also to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. I mean, what good is having all the money if you don't have health? And you've been instrumental in me staying healthy over the years. We share that passion, and I look forward to sharing that passion with our audience today.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's something we've both been interested in is I'm not coming from the health side, but I'm always interested in macroeconomics and more specifically real estate. And that's your domain, but you've also always been interested in health and longevity. So it's a good match.
For sure. So, Tom, the first thing I want to go over is like, what the heck is going on in real estate? We have interest rates are at their highest percentage. They're like 8% for 30-year mortgages if you're going out to buy a house, 7.8, whatever it is. Highest rates in, is it 10, 20 years?
Yeah, it's approaching that. And you would have thought that the system would already be broken, and for some reason it's not broken. But what's really happening is real estate prices are basically flat in nominal terms, but the actual value of the real estate is decreasing because it is not keeping pace with the rate of inflation or monetary printing, right? Printing of the currency. And therefore, we've got a realistic 5 to 10% inflation rate due to excessive printing of the currency. And real estate, even in hot areas, are only, I'd say it's going up 1, 2, 3%. So that's not even keeping pace with inflation. And those are nominal terms. And in other areas, real estate has decreased perhaps up to 5%, but you should add to that 5% another 5 to 10% in inflation adjustment. So things aren't so rosy, but nominally it does not look so bad. The system has not broken yet. So we're in a unique time.
It's not broken, but what you're sharing with the audience and with me is that the even though the prices stabilized or went down 1% or 2%, in actuality, our purchasing power is less. So our dollars are worth less. So our homes are worth less. Because if you sell the home and turn it into dollars, your money's going down. So you have to figure out how to get an edge in this economy, right? That's the whole
Right,
thing we try to do. You and I on health, we try to get an edge with the type of nutrients we take, with the type of exercise, zone two, cardio, right? And
right,
then the same thing with real estate. How do we have an edge? I mean, right now we have record high interest rates, taxes, property taxes are going up everywhere around the country. Insurance, Florida just had another hurricane. Insurance rates are incredible. People are paying $5,000, $10,000 a year to insure a property. That's not common. I mean, in Nevada, where you're at, in Chicago, my main market, we pay a lot for insurance, but nothing close to that.
yeah. And the other thing that's quite interesting, even though prices on food and property tax and just our overall cost of living is going up, people are still going out to restaurants. It amazes me that your large chain restaurants are full. You have to wait to get a table, and the prices are almost double what they were 2 years ago. It's absolutely amazing, and people are paying it. So when does this break? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the famous Wayne Gretzky phrase, where's the puck going?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, the edge that I always share with my audience is private lending. And I have been proposing that question in my previous podcast. Where is it better to park your money right now? Is it better to park your money if you're sitting on a couple $100,000? Is it better to park your money as a private lender and trust deeds, mortgages, or is it better to buy and sell or buy and hold property? What's your opinion?
so my opinion is exactly what you do. That's why I like your business. If you're the bank, if you're a private lender, you basically get the best of both worlds, because if something goes wrong, you get the asset, in this case, the real estate. And if everything goes well, you get a good rate of interest. So it's in my opinion better than parking your money in bonds. So because at least there's an asset backing up the loan. So I think that's your best bet right now. There is always a risk with real estate. Right now, it seems like that risk is higher. That doesn't mean there's going to be a real estate collapse. We can keep going the way we're going now, which is the true value of the real estate will go down, but in nominal terms, it will keep going up.
Yeah, I think we will muddle through is the term that one of the economists I listened to will be muddling through unless something breaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So the edge that I like to share, besides private lending, is distressed real estate. No matter what, I've been doing distressed real estate for 30 years. It always exists in good economies and bad economies. And now with inflation and jobs and employers are tightening up, so people are losing their jobs. So we're seeing a lot of opportunities in foreclosures with people that have equity and in people that are behind in their property taxes. There's
Right.
like 3,000 counties across America. It's amazing that all of them sell delinquent property taxes every year.
Yeah.
Like 3,000 counties across America are selling
Yeah.
delinquent property. That's how big that market is.
Yeah, and it's always there. Some counties within the states are much better to invest in. Sometimes you have investors that bid those properties up, so they're no longer a good deal. But where you're at, it's an incredible way to invest, in the Chicago area.
So thanks for sharing your tips about the nominal inflation and where you would park your money. Now I'd like to ask you to share three of your best tips for people that are listening on how to stay healthy. I mean, they're calling for a new
A new
new
bug.
bugs. You know, they're calling for new bugs. They're calling for them. They're asking them to arrive,
Yeah.
and I want to be ready, right? I want to be ready for
Right.
when the bugs get here.
So with that, it's really all about your immune system and everything you can do to keep your immune system strong. And the immune system starts with the skin. Another layer is your mucous membranes. Now those became famous in 2020. And then your gut bacteria and even your white blood cells, which is what I look at when I do a blood microscopy. But in order to keep your immune system good, the first thing you have to do is make sure that nice meal that you're eating, that nutritious meal, stays nutritious by digesting, metabolizing, and eliminating that meal in roughly 4 hours. So usually people over the age of 40 will need to take enzymes in order to do that. If not, the red cells will clump together and there'll be excess fat in the plasma. And in the end, you'll have indigestion and lower quality of life. The next thing is sleep. Sleep has to be cherished and protected, and there are variables in order to get a good night's sleep, and they change for everyone with time. So, is it better for you to have a drink before bed or not? How long should you go without eating before bed? And this also ties in with intermittent fasting. And light, do you really need the red light around you before you go to bed. And when you get up in the morning, should you get some sunlight for 5 to 10 minutes? So all of this adds to your sleep, and sleep is something you want and need, and you have to protect it. And you want to really be able to go through the night, sleep through the night. If you're not, it typically means hormonal imbalance, and for men, it's prostate issues. But all of this is fixable. The third area is exercise, which you alluded to. There's a lot to exercise. It's not just weightlifting. It's also cardiovascular exercise. It's also stretching. It's also balance. Now, yoga really combines stretching with balance, and anyone can do the basic upward dog and downward dog. And the more you learn about stretching and balance and weightlifting and various forms of cardio, whether it's a sport like tennis, or it's swimming, jumping rope, running on a treadmill, running outside, you want to practice as many as you can. The variety is key when it comes to exercise. So those are the three top areas which will both improve the immune system but increase your quality of life as you increase longevity. And that's what I'm all about.
For sure. Thanks for sharing. Getting back to the enzymes, like I take a lot of nutrients and I get my blood tested regularly, but I didn't really understand about enzymes until you taught me that. And I'm glad we're sharing that because I don't think people realize how important it is. You carry them around in your pocket, you can just whip them out
Yeah,
and when you're drinking or eating. For me, the sleep is very important and I'm getting better at it. I have the Aura ring. I've been wearing it for 2 years. And I
yeah,
can tell, like, if I drink, if I have if I go out and have a few adult beverages, my score is low. My body
right.
temperature rises, my score is low. If I don't drink, I get high scores and I do really well. So, the writing's on the wall for me. I'm a
And
visual, so I
everyone,
like seeing that.
yeah, everyone should get that sort of data. And you need to see how your body responds to the variables that affect sleep, and and then just do what you're supposed to do. And it will change as you age.
Yeah, and the last one regarding exercise, I I, I think it's just so important to get on the floor and do push-ups, sit-ups, stretching. Maybe it's uncomfortable as you get into a certain age, you get in the 50s or 60s, but for me, I'm comfortable getting down on the rug, getting down on the yoga mat, and just stretching. And it's not easy, and your bones feel the aging process, and
Yeah.
it's really important. Thank you for sharing that. If somebody in the audience wants to get more of your information, where would they find you online?
So my website and all of my social media is Dr. Thomas Brewer. So Dr. Thomas Brewer, either .com or on Facebook or X, which used to be Twitter. So those would be the places to find me. But really the best place is just to go to the website.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed speaking with you today. It's been a while. I forgot to mention earlier that you and I had a radio show that we used to co-host with
Yeah.
each other on real estate and private lending. And it's been a few years, so I'm glad to have you back. And I'd like to do this more regularly because I think every one of us in my audience wants to get healthy, wealthy, wise, sexy. They want to just feel good and
Yeah.
and make money and be around those types of people.
Yeah. I mean, you need both, right? You need enough money to live a comfortable life, but it's no good if you're not healthy. Doesn't do you any good.
Yeah. So, anyways, everybody, thank you for joining us today. Have a great holiday. Look forward to the next time we meet again.
Okay. Thanks, Daniel.